Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So a lot of you have contacted me asking, can you string a wooden racket for us? All right, guys, so good morning to everybody. I'm going to string a wooden racket today for you. Coffee sponsor of the day, Ruth Chan. Ruth writes, "Hi, Harry. Greetings from Singapore here. Drink up the coffee." Well, I will. Thank you, Ruth Chan, for hooking me up with the coffee. If you want to be my coffee sponsor of the day, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. Thank you so much in advance. And thank you to all who's hooked me up for so long now. I appreciate you. Before I really get going into stringing a racket, I gotta share with you some basics, okay? So I'm gonna be like your first grade teacher. Okay. All right. First thing to know, a wooden racket strings look like that. Okay, as you can see, it's a mono throat, so one throat here. So there is no opening. What does that first tell you? The strings need to come this way and out that way. Okay, now that's number one. All of them has to go down. Start here, come around like this. Now, there is also a long side and a short side because of how the grommets are made, as you can see. Okay? You can see that. See how this is a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2. And then look, you got this part here. Okay? And that's the only side that has that. What does this tell you? Well, this tells you that there's a long and a short side, basically. And you can tell this particular one was strung with, how many knots was this? We have one knot over here and one knot over here. Okay, one piece stringing, which means whoever strung this last basically strung one piece stringing and knew that the short side was in play. You could easily take the short side out of play by doing it two-piece stringing. So when I did like 10 rackets for a Woody's tournament a couple years ago, I just did them all two-piece. And I just eliminated the figuring out the short and the long side out of it, okay? But if you choose to do it one-piece stringing, just know that it starts this way and it also will end at the top. So you will not know if you're doing it right or wrong until you get up a certain way, okay? So be very, very careful. If your rackets aren't in those channels, very quickly, you will know very fast, okay? So I would suggest, just to keep it simple, do a two-piece stringing. Cut the string in half and have 4 knots, okay? So I'm going to go up to the board here and just show you some basics. Now, majority of these are 18 by 20. The pattern is going to be 18 mains by 20 crosses. Okay, just remember that. The only string that you're going to skip, okay, is number 9. And that's at the throat, okay? Marker's not great. So you're skipping number 9. You see this string right here. That string with the broken grommet. That's number 9. That's all you're skipping. At the top of the frame, okay? Number 7 number 8, number 9 are shared. Now, if you look at the frame, that's number 7 hole, that's number 8 hole, that's number 9 hole. Those are all shared. When it's shared, that hole is going to be both a main and a cross. Okay? Yeah, we don't do that too much today in regular rackets, if you know what I mean. And then on the bottom, this marker's bad. Sorry. Just what I got to work with, guys. Sorry. It's 7, 8, and 10 is shared. All right, so on the bottom here, as you can see, we got number 7, which is right here, shared. Number 8 is shared. Number 9 is only a cross. Number 10 is shared. Okay? So as you can see, every string is straight until you get over here to the last main. So a share here, but no skips, comes all the way down to number 10 hole here. So it kind of slopes outwards, okay? Slopes outwards. If you follow that pattern, if you follow this pattern, right, you won't screw it up, okay? So let's cut this, well, not this one. I got another racket to cut out and show you, okay? Let's start stringing. All right, so I got broken strings here today, and this has been broken for, looks like a long, long time. It looks like some kind of Victor Imperial, possibly, or it's the stuff with the blue lines. All right, finally got it off. Let's mount this Jack Kramer staff. As I tell people, make sure you mount it tight. Make sure you center it, because you don't want to backtrack on these. Okay, let's set it to like 35 pounds. That's about all it needs. If you think about it, people used to string these at like 60, 70, 80 pounds. But they don't use machines like this. They used their hand. I hear people telling me that they tie the string to a piece of wood, go like this. They take an awl and they jam it into the hole to hold the tension. Yeah, let's see how accurate that's going to be. So I'm getting 50-50 here, or I'm getting 2 halves. So I just cut the string in half. I take one of the halves and I put it through. Make sure you put it through the right holes. So as you can see, I put it through like that. It's always going to come this way. Save the other half for later. Okay, now I want 50-50 here. Boom, boom. Get it all the way up as far as I can. At 35 pounds, it's not going to matter too much. It's not going to release, so I'm not even going to put a safety in right now. So I hold this up and I start rolling. Now, after doing the first main, do I want to put a power pad right here? Well, for the sake of the video, I'm probably not going to. This is where I would put a power pad right there. If I wanted to put it, I'll put it right there. I feel like the power pad is kind of misnamed. Is it in there? Yeah. Because I don't know if it's actually giving you any power. I would say it might help you dampen it a little bit, but I feel like when you use this, right, it was help for the curvature of the string so that the strings don't hit the edges and break prematurely. So it helps to, go like this versus on a wooden surface, it goes straight through, and then the wood has the edges there, the edges that'll break the string eventually. So that's what I feel like it's meant for. So I don't know about calling it a power pad, guys. So I'm going to work on the other side here. Okay, I got another power pad here. I mean, I'll do it for this. You don't really need to if your edges are good. If you have an old wooden racket, then, you're probably going to need it. And you can put as many power pads as you want up here just to protect the racket. But usually the first couple are the most edged because they're the most extreme, holding the most tension. Okay. All right. So I'm going to mosey on along here, and then I'm going to speed up a little bit here, just for video's sake. Forgot how tight these were in here. I can't get my fat fingers in there. Go over to the other side so it doesn't warp too much. You're probably wondering why I'm doing it on this machine. Well, this machine fits this wooden racket. The other one's actually, the Biardo, I don't have the attachments for that one to make it so small. But these Gammas are great when it comes to doing these small ones. So I don't really have to worry about skipping anything on top because I'm not going to skip anything on top. So I go back to the other side now. Equal out the load. Okay, so we're nearing the end of our mains. We'll start quickly counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm at my last main. So I go into number 9, okay? But I skip number 9 on the bottom. So it looks like that, okay? Skipping number 9 on the bottom will make the slope. And I do it to both sides. So we don't skip anything on the top You skip number 9 on the bottom. See how it's clean and in the channels. So what we want to do, right, we have 2 mains now. We know that number 7 is going to be the last hole that we start and share, which means we have to go into number 6 hole towards the throat, or 5 or 4, okay? But what we don't want to do is cross it. We don't want to cross through all this to get there. We want to stay on the top slope, which means you see the hole here on the top and here on the bottom. We want to stay on a top hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6th hole because 7 is a shared. We will go in there, okay? And that will be our tie. As you can see, it doesn't cross anything. Get my starting. Okay. Doesn't need too much tension, just enough. Same thing with the other side. We're on the bottom on this side. So we want to go probably to there. Is that number 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want that one. Okay? As you can see, it's not in the way. It's not in the way. It doesn't overlap anything. Because the last thing you want to do is have one string kind of on top of another like that. Okay. Okay. So we're done with the mains. Do a little snip. Do a little snip. Okay. Now, we take the cross, find number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go right into number 7. I like to do one string ahead, so I want to go across through quickly with the mains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go right into there. Okay. Why do I like to do that? Well, I want to get going fast. I don't want to tie a knot first and double back for the thing. That's just how I've done it. As you can see, you can tell immediately because you need to go right into this hole, number 6, to tie it off. Okay? If it looks like that, yeah, that's wrong. Okay? You need channel here. Right? Channel there. And tie off right there. And then you can continue there. Okay? Cannot tie off here. It will not work. This is your tie off side. Okay? This is your tie off side. So I'm just going to do a start knot here because I'm only holding 35 pounds.
And I'm going to continue.
Try to skip ahead one so you can not go against the grain like I've told you guys in the past. So I actually didn't learn stringing wooden rackets first. Like when I first started stringing, it was already on graphite rackets, like the Pro Staffs, the original Pro Staff 85s. or the Prince Graphites, the head directors and elites. Those actually weren't that easy. I mean, those things crumbled. So all you do from here on in is just kind of go into every hole down the cross until you hit number 7 on the bottom, the 7th hole of the main. Once you get there, then you're done. Like I've only probably strung like maybe a couple hundred of wooden rackets in my lifetime. And usually it's like a bunch before wood tournaments, which I actually haven't seen in a while. They haven't had, or at least I haven't strung them in a while. Since we know that we tied off at number 6s on the bottom, the one right before the tie-off hole is number 7. That will be our last cross, okay? So I'm going to go through here. And then go into number 7. And this will be my last one. Perfect. That's beautiful. Okay, so last cross, number 7, shared hole. Now, the question is where to tie off. We want to stay on the upper plane, right, and not cross any strings. So we're going to go into that hole right there. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the 5th. The 5th main, okay? So we're going to tie off at the 5th main. Perfect. We'll cut off a little slack. My double hitch that I like to use for finishing. Double half hitch. Okay, there we go. Alright, cut. Cut. There you go. Okay, so that's how you string a wooden racket. Now, as you see, all the strings are inside the channel, okay, on the top into the sides, okay. The only time it's not is here, okay, and that's okay. We need to tie it off, but we don't want to cross the strings. You see, none of these strings are crossed over. They're in its own plane. Nothing is on top of another string. Okay? So, that's it, guys. Any questions? Let me know. It's actually super easy to string a wooden racket. It's just small and dense. That's, the only major problem with stringing these is you gotta, I got big fingers. It's hard to weave on when it's this tight together. But not hard at all. All right? Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. All right, guys, are you looking for a coach? A pro? I know it's been super difficult looking for somebody out there to teach you. I'm in the game myself, and it's super difficult to find somebody to, teach you, somebody to hit with. We know that the number one reason why people give up the game is because they can't find anybody to play with. And now you can't find anybody to teach you. Well, this is where Play Your Court is going to give you a hand. All right, check out Play Your Court. They have professionals, they have hitting partners, they even help you set up a game. The resources are there for you to keep you in the game of tennis. Go to playyourcourt.com/tennis spin and get your own personal discount from me. Link is below. Stay in the game, guys.